So next game kicking us off here, KCB taking on Kisumu. KCB taking on Kisumu, and the first kickoff, ball still in play. Kisumu do well to retain the possession there. They immediately launch an attack to their left. Good ball retention in tackles, in contact areas there. But a lot of aggression from KCB. A lot of aggression from KCB in those racks, putting and piling a lot of pressure on Kisumu, making it very obvious that this will be a tight one in those contact areas. Referee awards Kisumu penalty for infringement in that rack. They go for the distance, they don't get touch, and they will have to realign and immediately try and ensure that they do not concede here. But Floyd Wabwire does what he did best in Mombasa just a week ago, running across and just straightening, finding the sweeper, and goes around him, takes him to the cleaners. 5 points under the posts by Floyd Wabwire. Even as you see there, just weaves and runs past the final defender. Puts it down. Conversion is good from Emmanuel Opondo. KCB take it up 7-0. Kisumu will want to put some respect to these. They look like underdogs in this particular match. They'll want just to polish up on the few basics around this game. Good recycling there. Fast to the rack and protecting their ball, retaining possession, which is good for them. Another huge collision. Lukusi just turning over that rack. Referee will wait to hear what the referee calls this one.
The guy, he is the guy, number 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Penalty only or card?
I'd go with a card. Though the player is slightly short, he tried to make an effort of that.
So penalty
only.
So Lukusi penalized there for a high tackle on the Kisumu player who was going for it. Yeah, the shoulder connected with his head, but the mitigation was that he was already low and he was wrapping his arms in the tackle, so he survives a yellow card. It's a penalty only, and Kisumu go for the scrum option. Sensible refereeing there. These are sometimes a rugby incidences, especially in the rack zones. A loop around move there by Kisumu RFC opens up space for their winger as he goes. It's just on the receiving end of that Lukusi tackle. Parks himself on this right side of the pitch. But holding on is the call from the referee. Punished for holding on in that face play. Shiasi with ball in hand gives to Lukusi. Lukusi runs straight and keeps the defenders honest. Goes down. Ball rolls out of the rack. Because it wasn't a knock-on, game plays on. Kisumu just trying to filter through the attack lines of KCB. They go to the left. Pass over now to Floyd Wabwire, who has the wheels and the deceptive runs, but this time round it doesn't get better off the Kisumu sweeper. Really nice play there from Tao FIFA. Had lined up Floyd Wabwire, and he knew from the early experience how not to fall for those mazy and wavy runs. KCB still within the territory, within Kisumu's 22. Look to apply pressure on this as Onyala goes to the front and tackles his man, whose hand hit that ball as it went into touch. So it is a knock-on from Kisumu RFC, knock-on and into touch. It was a choice of a line-out or a scrum. KCB choose to go for the scrum. Kipruto there, just checking with Opondo on what the move will be in this particular set piece. Solid scrum from both sides. Ball is out. Shiasi just offloads quickly to Floyd Wabira. I don't know how he got that space, but the realignment from Kisumu is not fast enough. As KCB shift the ball to the left side of the pitch, Bob Muhati with it's a powerful ball carrier. Pops it to Onyala, who adds the theatrics to his try scoring. Jumps over the defender and dots down. Makes it look simple. KCB stretch their lead. Let's see, they took them all the way to the other side, the 5-meter channel, and he just pops it just to avoid the chaos on the floor there. Onyala jumps over the melee. Conversion not good, not successful. Scores remain 12 in favor of KCB. Kisumu yet to get over KCB's whitewash at the try line. Pondo with a high restart, very well placed, well positioned. No touch. Was there a touch there? No touch, so it goes into touch. Kisumu have a throw in. Kisumu have had very little territory in this one. They have to work hard if they are to penetrate KCB's defense. A much changed starting lineup for this one. Only Kipruto surviving from the first, and Bob Muhati surviving from the first game, as the KCB coach Dennis Mwanja just makes some changes there. Ball is out. Too much space on the right there. Too much space, and if it goes to hand, this will be a try. And Floyd goes all the way. They afforded him. The setup was very tight from the line out. The fly-off and the center were really tight and opened up so much space for Floyd to exploit almost half of the pitch to himself there. KCB put another 5-pointer. Just looking there, he had so much space on the outside, and that was just a manipulation that came from the line out. Sometimes most of the times there's no winger given such amount of space will not be able to take advantage of it, either by evasive running or just sheer raw pace. The halftime break, KCB Rugby leading 17-0. KCB's try line, but they have another 7 minutes to make amends for that. They elect to go deep into KCB's 22. Sikutu are coming in, and KCB just trying to exit there. Set piece was well managed there, ball well retained using the full pitch. And Shiasi just stepping in. Sikutu are coming in on a short support angle. Quick recycle from Nyala there. A wrap-around move from Emmanuel Opondo, and now it's a 2v1. Opts not to pass it, goes to deck. They are making headway here gradually and surely, and this one is a walk-in try, born out of 5 faces end-to-end from KCB. Olukusi going in for his first points, 5-pointer for this tournament. That was just a build-up play all the way from kickoff in their 22. Took the ball from one end to another, recycling it well, putting the ball in front of the attacking players and just ensuring that they were making ground. At the end of it all, Kisumu ran out of defenders.
Making good use of the ball is the right word to really. KCB showing class, oozing class. Well, it's Kisumu they're taking on, but you can still see the execution, just those simple things, 2v1, catch pass, create that overload, can see at some point, you know it's a ruck. You need to quickly play the ball because on the outside channels, your players, your teammates are ready and waiting for it. So it's moving, very many moving parts, but when they come together, they come out quite beautifully.
Yeah, top-notch execution. You still have to play what is ahead of you, and as for a coach, what you're looking for is the basics being done well by your team when they have ball in hand, and that just informs and gives you an idea of where they are in terms of their structure, so that when the pressure moments come, they're able to execute. Kisumu under pressure in that put in, but they survive and get the ball out wide. Their flyer here who checks in Shiasa in and out, but Shiasa is not having any of that. Penalized for going high on his tackle. Quick tap and go from Kisumu. Steps back in, has numbers. Amazing runner here. Still able to retain possession. 2-on-2 here, and just shepherding the ball carrier towards the touch. Steps back in, and that's almost a high tackle. Kisumu doing well with ball here, retaining possession and keeping the KCB defense guessing. Carrying it when they need to, taking it out to the wings when they need to, and KCB's defense being tested here. Finally, they pinch the ball in contact and turn it over. And now, Kisumu have to be very wary in defense here. Should not, that inside support runner benefiting from the offload, going all the way, Tyson Minor. Just one turnover. And Kisumu conceding another 5 points.
Well, that is defense into attack in a nutshell. Tyson Maina feeding off that offload from Angeliti Lionel from that wing position. And that is KCB piling more misery on Kisumu. That is 29, Kisumu 0.
So Pondo takes a break. In comes Brian Wahenya. And the changes are made. The KCB bench out also went Muhati. We have Asati also coming in, and good kickoff, good possession there by Kisumu. But they are penalized for not going straight into the contest area. Again, ball shifting quickly to the right of KCB. Olukusi with a carry in between a fend, a step in and a fend, and he goes all the way. Very easy try now, and Kisumu not giving much of a fight in this one. Olukusi had two men ahead of him, stepped off his right foot, got into the space, a handoff with his left, and the missed tackle, as you see there.
Really, this Olukusi guy, this is probably 30% or 40% of what he's really supposed to be. He's a big boy, he's a big carrier, he can run, he can break tackles. I think it's really high time Olukusi now steps up into his big boy edge.
You're not wrong.
Takes up that position at Shujaa.
You're not wrong, Walter. There's a lot of frustration from many rugby fans on the potential that is yet to be fully realized concerning Olukusi. And it's just a matter of when will he get his act all together. Consistency for me is what he needs to work on, and always showing up all the time. That a coach can rely on you to deliver every single time. But of course, the potential is huge and massive. And here, coming against three of Kisumu defenders, does well to retain possession, and they swing it out wide where they have numbers. That ball was slow in being released, but what was that? Shiasi just realized that he had been let loose by the defender. He had wrapped him, then on seeing a man coming around, left him to go for the... And it's a basic error that most players make. Deal with the situation at hand first.
The tackle wasn't completed. Kisumu tried holding Shiasi up. Shiasi used the oncoming attacker as a decoy. So the defender was caught up in 2 minds. He had to make a decision. Now, he thought Shiasi was going to offload that ball. So it's a game and they've lost. And that sums up the afternoon for Kisumu.
Yeah, and we're well on track for the biggest score of the day here. We are in the 40s, first time we're in the 40s here. And I mean, Kisumu having a rough introduction into the Division 1 7th leg of this circuit. Asati punches through the gap there, offloads from deck. And just a timely tackle there from Kisumu, stopping Wahinya, but the ball retention is there. That no-look pass not going to hand. Olukusi and Tyson Maina deciding on what to do here. Just a bit of attrition here. Ball is out to the left. Shiasi just puts his man in check, loops around, and fantastic move there. The winger, the Kisumu winger was not alive to that loop around. And Shiasi goes in for another drive. The official is watching the highest scores of the day here. Kisumu not yet on the scoreboard.
Yes, that is Agility Lionel playing supplier once again to Festus. He offloaded Festus' first try and has done the same thing once again, just thriving on that edge, on that far end, and the wing. The wing is feeding off well. He's running around, he comes in for the ball, comes in short, goes in round. And that's a great conversion from out wide. Brian Wahinya. That is an extra 2 points on the scoreboard, brings the scores to KCB 48. And that should be the full-time score. Full-time score KCB 48, Kisumu RFC 0.